Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Hey, welcome to another Friday Live. I know I haven't been Friday Live in a couple weeks, but we back. We got a good one. This is. Oh wait, hold on. Let me stop this. Hold on. Okay, this is red flags we miss, and the question is, is ignoring those red flags, is it ignorance? Uh, you know, I think a lot of times we go through these relationships, and when I'm talking about relationships, it could be, personal or professional, either way. And we get to a point where, it's like, hey, did I notice that when we first got together, or did I notice that about the supervisor? So let's get right into that right after this. Okay, welcome back. Want to just give a shout out to everybody in the room. I see my wife is in here, North Free Living. Let's see who else. Adrena Monet is in here. Love Peace. Hey, Coach Letitia, sister, how you doing? Let's see who else in here. Lou12340. Hey, still praying for you. So remember that. Always gonna be praying for you. And I've seen somebody else. Expedition Salvation. Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming out and joining us. And I'm pretty sure we'll have some stragglers come in a little while. But let's get started with this. Let's just get started with this again. Red flags we miss. Ignoring, is it ignorance? So let's define, kind of what a red flag is so we get on the same page. Red flag can be defined as, something your spouse, partner, friend, co-worker does that indicates a lack of respect. So integrity or interest, towards the relationship. Like I said, again, it could be a professional relationship or it can be a personal relationship. But either way it go, those red flags come up in both situations. So we have to realize and be mindful of those red flags. So let's keep moving. Red flags can be a sign of some particular problem actually requiring attention. What do I mean by that? So we go dig into these. I picked out some, red flags, and I have some things that I want to discuss. And in the chat, I know y'all gonna be hitting me up, and probably talking about some of these red flags. Some of them y'all experience. Hopefully, I hope y'all didn't experience all of them because I got a good bit to go through. But hopefully, some of them we can recognize, and then some of them, we can catch them next time we get into these different relationships. Like I said, whether professional, personal, or whatever the case may be. So here we go. This is the first red flag that you should notice, whether personal or professional. They push your physical boundaries in an innocent way. What do I mean by that? Basically, they don't care about your personal space, but they do it sweetly. They might walk up to you, give you a hug, want to watch TV with you. Obviously, that's gonna be when you're at home. But also at work, they might come up to you. Every time you're in the lunchroom, they want to talk to you and like befriend you, but what is the hidden agenda by that? And then every day they telling you all their stories, all their problems. They're only using you to dump or unload their problems onto you. But we don't see it because we're just trying to be friendly and don't want to cause a rift, especially when it's a new place of employment. I've been there, I've done that, where they just download everything. You sitting there like wondering like kind of what is going on with this person. But you do it friendly and you be nice to the people. And I get it, we're supposed to be nice to people, but at some point, when are you going to recognize that that is a possible red flag, what is a friendship, a potential friendship, what is a loved one, and you're going to, do something about it. So we have to realize that. Let's get into the next one. They rush a new relationship forward too quickly. How many times have you been dating someone? Let's go that route. And all of a sudden they hit you with the I love you after one day. I mean, really, that's what we're doing. But even professional, relationship, you start work the first day and they got this person that comes up to you and they want to be best friends with you, and they rushing the professional relationship about how y'all go hang out and y'all go to lunch together. Dude, I don't even know you. probably not gonna eat with you. And I don't do potlucks and all the other stuff. So let's establish, some boundaries. So, I did a video on boundaries. You want to check that out. But, again, this relationship could be professional or personal. They want to be friends just too quickly. That should be a red flag for you. People that's trying to be friends too quickly, it make me cringe. I don't know about you, but it's like, what are you trying to do? Like, what are you really trying to get out of me? Because I don't know you. I'm not good with names, So again, trying to figure out what's going on. So they swoop in, they act as if they the best thing since cotton candy. So this allows you to put your guard down too fast, and guess what? We miss the red flag. It's right there in front of us, but we miss it. Let me jump into the chat right quick because I see the chat is rolling a little bit. Let me jump back in here. Hello, Anna. I see Anna then came in. Rizzo, thank you for coming in. Marcelo Cardoza, thank you. I know you overseas. I see you on Joy channel a lot. I see Joy jumped in. Thank y'all for coming out and coming with us. Let me make sure I ain't miss anybody. Want to make sure I say hello to everybody. I know I have moderators in there, they saying hi, so I'm trying to, keep it moving. So one love, thank you for coming out. Welcome. I don't think I missed anyone. I think I'm good there. Okay. So let's keep moving. I don't want this video to be too long. That's a good one. They roll their eyes at you a lot. And we see this a lot with teenagers, but we see it. Come on, let's be real. We see it with adults also. You talking to someone. To me, I take that as a lack of respect, especially when I'm the manager and I'm trying to tell people, hey, this is what we got to do. This is the agenda for the day. And you had this one person that roll their eyes. I take that as a disrespect, but I'm guilty of it too. It's a red flag, but what I don't do, I don't call them out on it. I'm telling y'all stuff that I've done and I've seen. I don't call them out on it. So what did I just do? I allowed them to do this to me again the next time. So next time I'm giving a speech, giving a safety meeting, or next time I'm talking to my spouse or whatever, I allow that behavior to continue happening. What I'm doing is I'm telling them, you know what, Solomon cool with me rolling my eyes at him. He's cool with me ignoring him. So I'm going to continue to do it. Okay, at some point, you're going to have to recognize, what, this is a red flag. And, we talk about narcissistic relationships in here, so you know where I'm going with this. So when you have that behavior balled up and they doing these things, my question is, what you going to do about it? Or when you go step up to the plate and actually do something about it? Because I can't be there to protect you. Different people on these other channels can't protect you. We only can tell you what we would do in these situations. We only can coach you up on what you should do in these situations. So just know, when a person rolling their eyes and they're doing things like that, they don't care about you. They don't respect you. It's just a blatant lack of disrespect. So we have to keep things, on the up and up, and we have to make sure that we say, you know what? No. Call it out the first time. And that's what I've been working on myself. You call it out as soon as I see it. Oh, okay. You're not, you pull them to the side. You ain't got to do it, all the time. And if it's your wife or if it's your husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, this works in every situation. If they're rolling their eyes at you and you just met them, well, what you think going to happen 2-3 weeks from now? If you don't call them out initially, but if you let them know that you're not standing for these things initially, you know what I'm saying? You have to put your foot down and you have to stand up for yourself. So what do? We let it go. We let them slide. Well, today we saying no. I'm telling you no, like no more. We should stop it from the jump. Let's just push past that. Let me jump back into the chat. The chat is rolling. Let me see what I'm missing. Let's see. Okay, Lou said, we feel something is not right, but we are in a trance and we deny intuition. That's exactly what I'm saying, Lou. So what they just said, exactly. So it's new to you. It's a new situation and you kind of in a trance. You don't want to cause a rift, like we like to say. You don't want to cause trouble, especially the first day on a job or first day dating somebody. Like a guy don't open the car door for you, you're a female. I know females, y'all independent, y'all can do things by yourself, but I'm old school. Us to open the door for my wife and do things like that. But I'm just saying, if that's a red flag for you, maybe you should call that out. Or maybe that shouldn't be a second date. So if you're allowed to be a second date, you didn't call it out the first time about not opening the car door or open the door for you going to the store. Now, again, what did you just create? Remember, I just did a video on accountability. So we have to hold ourselves accountable on a lot of these situations. So if we're not going to call it out, who do you expect to call it out? You expect your mom or one of your friends to call out a situation? They're not there. So we have to remember these things. Let's see what else we have in the chat. Norfolk Lips said that smug, rolling eyes look. They want to look bored and uninterested with what you have to say. Let's talk about that for a second. I'm glad she said that. So they uninterested in what you have to say, but what you're saying is so important. It might change their outlook on things. But that's the people that I'll say it. You can call them a hater. You can call them haters, especially at workplace. They see you in this position, or even your husband and wife. Don't make it seem like every relationship is on the up and up. So we have wives that don't hate, where they hate the husband for things that they're doing, and vice versa. So they give you that rolling eyes and things like that. So just realize that's red flags. Whether you call it a small red flag or a big, I say it's a key indicator that something is wrong with this person's personality. So let's keep moving. Let's see what else we got in the chat before I get back. Rizzo said, please remember to like the excellent insight that Brother Solomon sharing. As iron sharpens iron, so does one friend for another. I love that. Rizzo, I think I typed that up somewhere for this show. If I didn't, I forgot, but I know I was thinking about it. Iron does sharpen iron. So we have to realize that, we learn from one another and we can do this together, but it takes effort. It takes you recognizing these red flags from jump. So again, you have to call it out from jump. And I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I'm gonna hold my wife accountable for when things happen at a restaurant. Time and time again, how many times you've been at a restaurant and the waiter, you sit down, you've been waiting for 45 minutes. At what point are you going to say something? So to me, that's another red flag. It's not a relationship red flag, but we can say it's professional because you're in a restaurant sitting as a customer, you're waiting to get served, and then no one ever comes to the table. So at what point do you stand up and say, hey, we've been sitting there 45 minutes? Or why do you let it go to 45 minutes? Maybe you should have waited after 10, 15 minutes to everybody else around you getting served. Maybe that's a good time to say, you know what? This is a red flag for me. And it's kind of a trigger. So it's a trigger for me. I mean, Shannon will tell you, it's a trigger for me when I'm sitting there, I see other people getting served. Wait, hold on. So I don't let it go 45 minutes. So I have to do something to break that up. So I have to say something. So yes. Let's see. Let's get into the next one. Let me get to the Bible verse first. Hebrews 2:1. Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip. It's a whole lot right there. Like, let's unpack that. What did they just say? To me, what it's saying is pay attention. We have to take heed to what we hear and not just ignore it. And that's to what we hear and what we see. We're talking about red flags. So right here in this Bible verse, what I'm getting out of it, it's basically like a warning from God. And we sitting here playing with these situations, but how many times are you going to go into a burning house before you get burnt? I hope that was able to make sense for you. So my thing is, how many times are you going to keep making the same mistake before you realize that, hey, I need to change something up. I have to do something differently. I can't keep letting this man do things to me, or whether it's abuse or physical abuse or mental abuse. At what point do I do something? At what point do I call out my supervisor for cursing me out in front of people? At what point do you actually do something? So my thing is, these red flags, you call them out in the beginning, it's kind of harder for them to do something to you later on, you know what I'm saying, with that same red flag. So they're gonna know, well, Solomon, kind of called me out. And you can, when I say call you out, it don't have to be in front of everybody. It's not what I'm saying. It can be, it can be, to the side or whatever like that. But sometimes you have to step up. We have to take these red flags for what they are. We can't just keep letting people just step over us and step on us sometime to do these things. Let's get into the next red flag. And something that I don't like, but I mean, it happens. They have no work ethic. So you with this person, you can be a husband, wife, or you at work. Like I said, you can go personal or professional. So you with this person, they have no work ethic. So when the person you're dealing with has nothing to show for their life here on earth, that should be a huge red flag. Again, you start dating this person or you get to work and they say, hey, I've been trying to get management position or whatever for the last 20 years. And you come in, you're a manager. Well, I maybe look at you a little, hey, whatever. And then same thing when you're dating. You got this person that's telling you all these good things, telling you all these visions and dreams, and they have it written down. That's good to have a vision board. But when are you going to act on it? To me, that should be another red flag that they have all these things that they telling me that they want to do, but they haven't actually done anything yet. So you see I'm going with that? Let's jump back into the chat right quick. Let's see. Chat scrolling by. Lou said, please be aware of narc demons in high places. Hey, trust me, I know I didn't dealt with them at my previous jobs with an S, not jobs. So I didn't ran into that a few different times. So you have to, they everywhere. Narcissists, demons, they are everywhere. And these red flags go, you know what I'm saying, at work, at home, on vacation, wherever you at, it happens. So you have to realize that you know you have to do it. Let me see what Anna said. Solomon, I roll my eyes at the narc whenever he speaks or says anything, due to me not having any respect for him. See, like I said, it's a lack of respect, but I get it, Anna. I get why you're doing it. She said, due to not having any respect for him or anything he has to say, I have to watch myself not to do that in court. Yeah, because then you look like, you know what I'm saying, you coming off in a different light, and probably not the light that you want to come off of, especially in court. But I get why you're doing that, because I probably would do the same thing to my ex because of the things that I've been through and the things that they tell me. But in court, you want to have on that full armor of God. You want to sit there and basically like you acting. You go, wear your nice dress, your earrings, makeup, and sit there and just look, like, hey, nothing is going to bother you no matter what they do, because they're going to say things to get under your skin. They do it all the time. You can ask Shannon. When we went to court, they just say stuff to try to get under your skin because they want a reaction, because they're going to use that reaction against you while you're in court. So yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. Let me see what else. If I see anything else in the chat while I'm strolling up. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's keep moving. So the next one, lack of trust when you meet them. I don't know about you, but I can't trust you when I first meet you. That's probably the biggest red flag we have from jump. So, I mean, you're not telling me the truth from the beginning, and you're lying about little things. Like, whatever the question is, you ask them a question, and it's just, it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, where they work at. That's something that you shouldn't have to lie about. But they tell you, they was in the military, but they never really was in the military. So you ask them where they were stationed at. They tell you, and you be like, you know what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? So it could be, any different ways, or you meet this manager at work and they tell you all these things, but some of these things are lies because maybe you worked there before, or you just know, people that work there. So when you lied to me in the beginning and we just met, that's a huge red flag for me. So we have nothing probably to talk about. I'm not going to believe probably anything you say, because I don't like the people that want to tell me basically what I want to hear. Like, they just lying to me just to lie to me, just to lie to me. I don't get that. So again, we have to realize that, hey, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these people come into our lives, whether it's husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, professional, whatever. And when you first meet them, if they lying to you, remember, trust goes a long way. So you can't trust them for junk. You have to call that out from, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't be like, oh, well, that's just a little lie. Well, guess what? That little lie is going to lead to a bigger lie, going to lead to a bigger lie, and so forth and so on. So at what point, again, that's a red flag that we might miss. It's like, well, it ain't that bad, because we're so happy, especially when you're coming out of a narcissist relationship. Let's talk about that for a second. When you come out of that narcissist relationship, you're so happy to just be dating somebody. So maybe that little lie they told you that, hey, my car in the shop, I got a BMW, and kind of find out they don't have one. You're like, oh, well, he just was trying to impress me. What? Well, yes and no. Was he really trying to impress? Because he's never going to impress you with the BMW because he don't have it. So it's a lie. So you have to figure out, you know what I'm saying, like, what's going on. So that's my take on that. Let's get back into the comments. Hello, Thomas Mueller. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Danny, hey, brother Danny, thank you for coming in. Again, we're just talking about red flags, why we miss them. And then, is ignoring those red flags actually ignorance on our part? Remember, I did a video on accountability, so I'm going to tell you my take on that. I think ignoring them is ignorance on our part, because if we ignore them and we let them go, and it's in the beginning stages of this relationship, whether it's professional or personal, and you just let it go, Okay, well, the lie's going to add up. The rolling the eyes is going to add up. The things that I done mentioned already, the lack of trust, all these things are going to add up. They're going to continue to add up. Why is that? Because we're allowing this person to continue doing things that we're not calling out. Because guess what? We want to be the bigger person. Okay, well, let me know where they get you being the bigger person when somebody's constantly lying to you, or somebody is constantly, abusing you, whether it's physical or financially or whatever the case is. If they're constantly doing this to you, what is that doing for your mental psyche? What is that doing? What is that doing to your heart? What is that doing to your soul? What is that doing? I mean, what is that doing to you physically? It's eating you up inside because you don't want to call this person out. We have to get past that. Call it out. Call a thing a thing. Call it out. If you know the person lying, say, hey, man, you know what? That don't sound truthful. You can say it in a nice way if you want to. I mean, but, that don't sound truthful. You want to run it by me again? Or, they lying to you about other things, or they just not being upfront with you about certain situations. Don't be so happy to date somebody just because you got a nice relationship that you miss these red flags and you end up in a worse situation than the one you just got out of. That's not what we want to do. That's why we go through the hurt to get our healing. So that's your time to talk to God, pray to God, and be like, you know what? I got to get this right. I didn't did it on my own because I had to do that. I didn't did it on my own a couple of times. I didn't mess this up. If you give it to me, I'm gonna mess it up. So I didn't mess it up. So now, God, look, you take the front. You do this, and I'm gonna stand back and just watch this unfold. And that's how I got married to Shannon. That's how that whole dynamic came, because me trying to do it on my own, can't get it right. And guess what? I got married to a narcissist and she cheated on me. And y'all know that whole story. She got married to somebody while we was married. I don't even want to go into that. Go watch the video. But I'm just saying, every time we try to make these decisions by ourselves, or we ignore these red flags, or we ignore this intuition, and we want to be the bigger person, what does it actually get us? It get us worse off than where we was. So we don't want to continue doing that. Let me see. I clicked the wrong one. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, Narc for Living said narcs lie about things that don't even need to be lied about. That Leviathan spirit is in them heavy. Amen. I agree to that. You don't even need to lie about a lot of these things. You don't need to lie about, who your mom is, or, who you dated before. It's just little simple things that you don't need to lie about. Let's see what else. I just missed something. Yeah, Anna said, now that's sad. That's sad that narcs brainwash you to trust them. So sad. Yes, they put on this front, they put on this facade for you to trust them, and then all that trust just come crumbling down because you start realizing that those little red flags that you ignored. Now, am I calling y'all ignorant? No, because I didn't get it. I ignored some of the red flags, especially in the previous relationships. I ignored them, and then I sat back and I look at, where do I hold myself accountable? Like, why did I allow that to happen? Why did I allow her to talk to people on the phone at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? That was my fault. I should have put my foot down then, not knowing really what's going on. And once you start figuring out things, start asking questions, you're like, wait, hold on. So see what I'm saying? So again, yeah. Okay, let's keep moving. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. Thomas Mueller said, you got to point the red flags out, but be kind. I agree with that. You can point them out and be nice about it, but still you need to point them out. Do not let them fest. Do not let them continue doing these things to you. Point them out and keep it moving, and trust me, you'll end up better off. Love Peace said they lie for the sake of lying, makes them feel good. Yeah, I know. It makes them feel good like they got over. Yeah, because a lie, they lie and they get caught up in their own lies, and then you're not really sure what's going on. Yeah. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's get back to where we was. Let's see. Let's get into the next Bible verse. This is Proverbs 14:15. They simply believe it, every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Let's see what I broke. I broke this down a little bit. Let's see. So what I want to tell you is be careful what you consume. Take what people show you to the bank. Don't doubt your intuition. Remember, we're talking about intuition right now. So I already had that written down. Do not doubt your intuitions and stop second guessing what you know is true. If you know it's true, why are you second guessing just because the narcissist or the person then told you, no, that ain't what happened? If you see somebody rob a bank and they don't have a mask on, you see them jump into a particular car and you can point them out in a lineup, Why are you lying to yourself when they say, well, no, that wasn't me? And you start second guessing yourself. Why do you let the narcissist lie to you when you first start dating and they telling you these things and you got intuition? That's God talking to you, telling you something ain't right. And women, I think, got a bigger intuition than men sometimes. I think men, we try to ignore some of these things even more than women do. That's just my own belief. I think we try to ignore it more than women do. And then now, whether man or woman, we sitting there wondering, how did we get to this situation? How did we get here? Like, how did I get here? And that's what I asked myself in the last matter. Like, how did I get here? How did I end up in Honduras, ready to fight another man over a wife that married to this man while we married? How did I get here? Like, how did I end up here? So I know you asking your, how did you end up with this narcissist? How did you end up with this job where they hate you? And then we want to call God out on things. Well, God, this is your fault. Is it really God's fault? Because God didn't tell me to marry that woman. God didn't tell you to take that job. Now, I know y'all gonna say, well, I've been praying about it. But just because you've been praying about it, I think a lot of times, me and Shannon were talking about this earlier, we get impatient, so we just take whatever we see. So you might take that woman or take that man or take that job. But then we want to blame God about it. Be careful what you consume. Be careful what you're doing. And also be careful what you're praying for. Sometimes you're praying for things that we really don't need. And God trying to tell us, no, my brother, my son, my daughter, I want you to go this way. But we have to realize, kind of what's going on. Let me jump back into the chat right quick. Let's see. Welcome, Karma Rain. Thank you for coming out. She didn't came out. Let's see. Anna Rober said, yes, I have learned that when someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time they tell you. It's like somebody telling you, hey, I'm a narcissist. Who am I to fight that and be like, nah, they can't be a narcissist. Nah, I've been knowing them for years. Or even if you just met them and they say they are a narcissist, or they always cheat. So how many women can actually raise their hand in the chat, or men, and say the person that you just met on your first date, you ask them about dating and they say they cheat all the time? How many of you go still date that person on their second date? Or you're not going to believe what they say? They just told you, I cheat on every woman I didn't had, or I cheat on every man I didn't had, and they 40 and 50 years old. So, I mean, why would you continue? Believe them, like she's saying, believe what they're telling you. Don't think, and I think women, now, I know I might get a little backlash from this, but me and Shannon talk about this a lot. I think women a lot of times try to think, or they think that they can fix this man. They can fix this broken man. They can fix this cheater. He won't do that with me. I'm here to tell you, you can't fix anyone that don't want to be fixing themselves. So you can't fix that person. So stop. I mean, and men do it too. I've seen men do it sometimes too, where they think that they can fix this woman, or she won't do that to me. No, she probably gonna do it to you too, just like she did it to the last 10, 15 people. So let's recognize these red flags. If they tell you that up front, if the job tell you, hey, this is gonna be a hard job, don't be in the job and be like, well, I thought it was gonna be easy. They told you up front it was gonna be a hard job. It's a high turnover rate. But you think you can go in there and nah, they're not gonna, it's gonna be easy for me. Okay. Hey, uniquely made, how you doing? I'm like, okay, you believe you want to. Hey, Tarika, how you doing? So at what point do you actually, sorry about that. At what point do you actually stand up for yourself and actually do something different? I mean, think about it. We have to. Okay, let's get back into this. Next red flag. And it's not, I don't even know this is a red flag or this like a boulder hitting you, because they guilt trip you every chance they get. So no matter what's going on, they guilt trip you. So you're sitting there like, man, every time whatever it is, they guilt trip. So the people love making you feel personally responsible and guilty for all their misfortunes. Let's think about that for a second. So this is a problem that they have, but they want you to believe that it's your issue. I'm gonna say it again. It's a problem that they have, but they guilt trip you into believing that it's your issue. I've had that happen. I can raise my hand and say I've had that happen. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have had that happen. In the beginning relationship, that should be a huge red flag for you. They guilt tripping you already, about different things. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're in that beginning stage of relationship, you need to go ahead and move on from that relationship and keep it moving, because it's nothing there for you. I mean, what are we actually doing? What are you going to gain out of somebody that's guilt tripping you day one? They lying to you day one. And they want you to believe that the issues that they have is your fault. And you don't even know this person. I've had that happen. Let me jump back into the chat again. I see it strolling by. Let's see. Yes, Love Peace say, yes, blame shifting 24/7. Exactly. So that's, again, 24/7. So whenever they wake up, they about to blame you for something. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's their fault. If they ran over a nail and flattened a car tire, guess what? They gonna come out there and be like, man, you the last one drove the car? No, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But okay. Okay. Anna said, you can't fix anyone that doesn't want to be fixed. True change comes within. God got to change that person. That's the way I wash my hands. That's how I used to say it old school. I wash my hands of it. I get it to God. God's going to have to change that person. You have to want it and do it yourself. I agree with you, Anna. Exactly. My wife said, Knoxville Living said, use guilt as a major red flag. This is a sign of a perpetual victim. So again, they guilt tripping you from jump. And we talking about, and remember, we talking about red flags that we miss. We talking about in the beginning stages. I mean, yes, it can happen later on, but we talking about beginning stages of your relationship, whether it's professional or personal, and you just meeting this person and they're already guilt tripping, they're already lying to you, they're already telling you, you know, they're the best at everything. Okay. And in their world, they probably perfect. But hey, I guess. Let me see. Uniquely May said, a red flag at work is when the boss invites you out for a drink on your first day. That's kind of what I was saying in the beginning. You just meeting this person, they want to talk, you know, take you out to lunch and out to drink. I don't even know you like that. You don't even know if I drink. How about that? You don't even know if I drink. That you want to invite me out for a drink. But you know what we do? I tell you what we do. It's the first day on the job. We want to impress the person, the boss, the supervisor, whatever, and we don't want to lose our job. So guess what? We go out and have a drink with them. Now, is that smart? And guess what? Usually, what I've seen when you put yourself in that atmosphere where they do that, where they're drinking and doing things like that, they start telling you all kind of things about other employees, or tell you about personal business with their wife or with their. So now, guess what? You didn't got a upload of all this information on day one. That should be a huge red flag of the company that you just started working for. And guess what? They're going to continue to call you out and say, hey, Solomon, you want to come for a drink? You want to come out? Shannon, I tell you, I had a supervisor that did that when I was in safety. And I flat out told her, I was like, look, that's back when I was working out like regularly. I was walking regularly. So whatever city I was in, I would walk around the mall or go to the park or whatever and go walk. So I had a regimen. That's what I was doing. So she wanted us to go out and eat and drink. I said, well, look, I had a streak. I was eating at 5 p.m. I wasn't eating no later than 5:30. I was done eating so I can go do my walking and do whatever I had to do. She got mad. She was like, well, we all here together. I'm not here to hang out with y'all. I did my job this morning. The evening time is my time to be off and do my own thing. So no, I'm not going to go out and drink and do these things with you. Now, I did it the first time, but it wasn't going to be a second, third, and fourth time. And I told her every time I'm not going to do that. So, I mean, you got to hold yourself accountable, and you also got to hold these people accountable and realize that just because they're your supervisor don't mean I have to drop down to your level and do what you want me to do. I'm still Solomon. I'm a grown man. I'm going to do what I need to do for me and my family. So if my thing is worshiping God and praying or eating at a certain time or working out, why should I change for you? Who are you? And I'm looking at you 400 pounds. So, well, I don't want to go out to eat with you. I don't want to look like you. I don't want Shannon mad at me because I didn't put on extra pounds because I'm out here eating with all these people. So just a thought, you know, but yeah. Let's see. Let's keep moving. Let's see. Let me get back to this guilt trip thing right quick. So again, people love you, make you, you know, feel personally responsible and guilt for all their misfortunes. Hey, just move past that. Just know that that's that person. That's just how they are, and just realize that it's nothing you can do about that. You can't change that person. I don't care if it's at work or at home. Just realize that should be a red flag. Stop apologizing for day stuff. How many times y'all have done that? I've done that in the past. Will I do it now? No. Apologize for something. I know they did, but you know, just to make things right. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What are you apologizing for? It's like a woman. I've seen it on a movie, but the woman gets slapped by the man. She apologized to him. He hit her, but she apologized because She just want to make things right. She want to fix the marriage. We got to stop doing that, y'all. We got to stop letting these narcissist people, or these demonic people, or just people in general that's evil, stop letting them just get away with stuff. That's they say get away with murder. Well, we letting them get away with these things because we want to make things right. We want to just fix it and move on. You can't fix everything and move on. Some things God is trying to break up for a reason. And we wonder why sometimes, these women and men, they get murdered by this person, and it's a husband or a wife, and you like, I didn't even know they had problems because they spent so many years hiding. They're on Facebook. So we talk about this all the time. They're on Facebook putting on this facade like the family is perfect. So everything is perfect, but they guilt tripping and telling their spouse all these things. So how many times we go just keep letting this go on before we say something about it? And then as you as a friend, when are you going to actually say something about it and say, you know what? It's not right. It's not right. So just saying. So let's move on to the next one. They hold you to a double standard. I see this a lot in the workplace. I didn't mean to laugh, but I see this a lot in the workplace. You ever have a supervisor, let certain people get away with things, but then when it comes to you, it's a big issue. Same thing with husbands. You might let the wife, or maybe he got a favorite daughter or something, or a favorite son, or whatever the case is, and which it shouldn't be favorites, but they let them get away with stuff, or they got a favorite cousin or something like that. They let them get away with things, but when it comes to you, talking to you, when it comes to you, it's always an issue. It's always a problem. That should be a red flag. Why is it a double standard? Think about that. I mean, even at work, I didn't have that happen where the supervisor has some issues with things, and it's a double standard. So we have to realize that. We do. Love Peace said exactly, on the outside it looks like a perfect marriage because of Facebook photos, photo ops, but behind closed doors, it's a living hell. I said that before. We don't know what's going on behind that closed door, even in our own neighborhood, right outside this window. I don't know what's going on outside that neighborhood. Do I want to know? No, I'm not one of them nosy people. Not me and my wife Shannon. We keep to ourselves. Do we speak to neighbors and stuff like that? Yeah, we'll speak to them. But do I want to go out in your house and do things with you? No, I keep that because I don't know what people are doing. I don't know what evil spirits they have in the house. Let's go that way. So I don't know what's going on in the house. So for me to keep my sanity and keep doing what I'm doing, I'll just stay at my house and I'll speak to you when I go to my car. Or you want to talk outside briefly? That's fine. Do I need to go to your house and spend, the night over there and talk all night about stuff that I probably don't want? No, we don't. So again, we have to realize some of these things that's red flags and try to work through them. Let me see what Uniquely Made said. Yes, narcissists guilt trip you to excuse themselves for being foul and enjoy every minute of it. Yeah, so they using that against you. And it's sad. They're using that against you. Let me see. Let's see. Quamarain said, I need y'all to go live together again to talk about narc couples where two narcs are in a relationship. Well, Shannon, she said. So, we'll try to do something about that, Quamarain. So, hey, we'll try to work out something and come up with a subject matter, which we've been talking about things anyway. So we'll see what we can do. Thank you. Oh, you drop a true boss tonight. I'm trying to keep it real because we all dealing with different things. So thank you for that, Joy. Thank you. Okay, let's get back into this. I don't want to hold y'all here too long. I want to, let's get to this next one. You ever met somebody that they can never apologize? I mean, never. And they in the wrong, but they can't apologize. So they never can say, I'm sorry for anything. And guess what? When they do apologize, it doesn't sound sincere. I can raise my hand and say I've seen that happen to me personally, and I've seen it happen to other people where this person will not apologize. It's like something in them that they cannot say I'm sorry. And we see it acted out like in different movies or little TV shows where they be like, I'm sorry. Like they act like they can't say it. What happens in real life where the person really, it's like they can't bring up the nerves to actually say I'm sorry. That should be a huge red flag. Especially when, let's say you step on my shoe. I got brand new white Jordans on, and you step on them, and they don't say, excuse me, I'm sorry. That should be a problem. In a relationship, if something happens and the person doesn't say they're sorry, that should be a huge red flag for you. So my question to you is, again, How many red flags is it going to take for you to actually step out and say something about it? We didn't went over, I don't know how many red flags. I ain't even have a number, but I know the named off probably about 10 so far. How many red flags? And it's so many. I had so many I could bring in, but I didn't want to be on here for 3 hours talking. So how many red flags does it take for you to actually say enough is enough? I can't do this any longer. This is not what God wants me to do. God doesn't want me to be in this relationship being abused. And when I say abuse, I've been abused in a relationship too, where you're getting scratched up and you know, being in fights and things like that. Yes, I have. I didn't talk about that before, but again, God was talking to me like, "What are you doing? What are you doing, my son? You're in this relationship because of you." I had to hold my own self accountable. He didn't tell me to go date this girl, then marry, and all this other stuff. He didn't tell me to do that. So again, accountability. So we have to hold ourselves accountable. And she was one that didn't apologize for things. That should have been a red flag for me, knowing that, okay, she don't even apologize for scratching my neck or anything, or punching me in my chest, you know, like calling it love taps or whatever, playing. Y'all know how people do, but we're adults. It's not playing. It's really not. So let's see. Let me go back into the chat. I'm trying to keep up. Let's see. Anna said, yes, they blame you. They blame you. The blame was you did this. This is your fault. No apology, even though it was him. It happens too many times. We all done seen it where we know it's their fault. We know they did, but it's no apology, no empathy. That's what it is. There it goes. No empathy. No. They're not sincere. I mean, like, and that's the beginning stages again of a relationship. And some of them, they hide it so good. So the crazy thing is, we don't see it in the beginning stages. We end up seeing it after being with them for a year or two. Now, is it too late? No, it's still not too late, because guess what? When you start adding up all these red flags, it's like adding anything. So you start adding up all these red flags. You know, you do your pros and you do your cons. So when I start adding up and I see way more cons than pros, we still have an opportunity. We owe it to ourselves to actually say, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Especially when one of the cons is abuse, physical abuse. The other one is mental abuse. And then the lies. And then the not apologizing for things. The beating on your kids. In a professional setting, when the supervisor's always lying on you, getting you in trouble, you got right about the write up. One more write up, you're going to get fired. Okay, at what point do we say, you know what, enough is enough? Either I gotta leave, I gotta do something to protect my own integrity and my own space, my own peace. Let me get back into the chat. Let's see. Yeah, like Love Peace just said, like you said before, we apologize to make peace when they should be apologizing. Exactly. So we're apologizing to make peace, and they won't ever do it. But we want to apologize just to get the relationship going. I'm telling y'all now, man, stop that. Stop doing. You can say I said that. Stop apologize for something that you didn't do. Notice that that's a red flag. Stand up for yourself and say, hey, I got to set a boundary. I have to. I got a friend right now, I'm not gonna say her name, but we had talked about boundaries like a couple months ago, and then she had set some, and then she got relaxed on them. This is like 2 months ago, got a little relaxed on them, and then the husband fell right back into doing the same thing. Once you set these boundaries, whatever they are, you can't get relaxed on them. I don't care if it's at work or at home. You can't get relaxed. You got to keep these boundaries. Remember, I just made that video a while back. If you want to check it out, are your boundaries strong enough? That's what I'm talking about. So we set these boundaries and we have these things, and then you got this charming guy come in with the Armani suit and looking nice, or you got this woman come in dressed up nice, and you just got out of a nasty relationship, you're tired of being abused, and you see this person, and you're like, oh, that's what God wants me to be with. That's not always true. Yeah, you praying for a person, I don't mean it's that person, but then all these red flags show up, and then you sitting there like, well, God sent him, so he's going to fix that. No, the red flags, again, to me, that's what I'm thinking, are warning signs that God is telling you, I didn't send that person for you. Don't you date him. Don't you date her. I didn't. All these warning signs we shouldn't miss them. We should be like, oh, okay, that's not the person for me. One date, that's cool. You ain't got to do a second date. There ain't nothing in the rule book saying, oh, I go on one date, I got to do two. Then I got to. No, you can just cut that off. Hey, I'm good. We don't. We we're not good for each other. So come on now. Let me get back into the see if I missed any comments. Let's see. So let me keep moving. Okay. Now this right here kind of threw me off when I thought about it. I seen it. When you had a person restricting or controlling you, that should be, and I know I didn't say a lot of these are big red flags, but man, this is another one. This is a big red flag. You got somebody that's actually controlling you. When I say controlling you, they telling you almost like the military. In the military, anybody been in the military, my wife, Shannon has, I have, I know Adrena has. You've been in the military, they tell you kind of when to go to bed, when to wake up, you go do PT, you go here and do this, you go to the motor pool, clean the Humvees or whatever the case is. If you got a person controlling when you go to bed, when you take a shower, what time you go eat, if you can talk to your mom on the phone, if you can talk to your man, hold on now. Last time I checked, I'm 42 years old. Or however old you are, you put your age there, whatever age you are, it shouldn't be nobody controlling you. And I'm telling you, it shouldn't be a mom or a dad controlling you, not at that age, telling you what you can and can't do. That's still controlling the relationship, that's still restricting or controlling you. So if someone would not allow you to make your own decisions, that should be a huge red flag. That's a huge sign. I don't know how big we need to make this red sign, but that should be a red flag or something the size of a building that you see this like, okay, you can't ignore this. You can't just think it's just him or me. And I think this is the confusion part. I think a lot of people say, oh, when it's a man, doing things like that, controlling, I think a lot of women, I might be wrong, y'all can tell me in the chat, I'll bounce back in the chat and see. I believe a lot of women are say, oh, that's a man showing, his strength and confidence. See, I'm looking away because is that strength or confidence, or is that what I just said it is? Is it restricting and controlling you? Because a confident man don't need to control you. A confident woman don't need to control you. But I think we get confused with, society norms and things like that. I think we get confused and we sitting there thinking like, well, no, my man he's a man's man. He tell us what we're gonna eat at every Friday and what we're gonna do on Saturday and Sunday, and he tell the kids everything what to do. Again, don't get it twisted. That's not a man's strength. That's somebody controlling you. And I'm pretty sure if he's doing that, he's probably went another route and probably put hands on you and did other things that's controlling you and doing things too. Come on now. And am I bashing men? No. Because we got women out here. We know about the Jezebel spirit. We know. We got women out here to do the same thing. They control and they'll do things too. So I'm not just bashing men. I'm talking about all fronts, men and women. So let me jump into the chat because I'm getting down to the end of this actually. Love Peace said, Narcs need complete dominion over us, and even when they are not happy. See what I'm talking about? So again, I'm saying? Again, let me see. Anna said, yes, he would ask me to wait till he got home from work to run errands, go to the store, get food, go to the bank, etc. I used to think he's being protective. No, he was being controlling. See, that's what I'm talking about. We getting that confused. That's another word. I'm glad you brought that up, Anna. We think it's him being protective. No, he's being controlling. He's restricting you from doing your womanly duties, your wifely duties, or what you want to do, or just being a person and what you want to do. So no, he's controlling. Oh no, baby, wait. And they said it in a nice way. Remember what I said earlier? They do it in a nice, smooth way. Babe, I know, wait till I get home. I want to make sure you're safe. Okay, think about this. Think about what they just said. I'm going to say that again. Babe, I want you to wait until I get home. I want to make sure you're safe. But they don't go to the store with you. So how is that making you safe? Just because you're at home, so I'm safe now, but I'm 30 minutes down the road at the grocery store while I still can get robbed? No, that's controlling you. They want to make sure, okay, well, she's going home. Maybe they're trying to see if you cheating or whatever. They're controlling you. Don't get it twisted. It's not protection. They projecting onto you what they want out of you. So let's keep that in the thing. Love Peace says power and control. Exactly. Let me see. Let me go back in the chat. Let's see. Love Peace said Narcs control everything, our thoughts, opinions, spirituality, etc. Narc treated me like I was his kid. I told him I'm not your kid. Exactly. They want to act like treat you like a little kid, like a little 5-year-old. And we all adults. And you got to realize at some point you have to, like my wife always, she got to break those chains. They did it to the women before you. So at what point are you going to be the woman or the man to stand up and say, enough is enough, I'm done? I recognize the red flag. I see the restricting. I see all the mind games you playing. I see the line, the not telling the truth. I see all this. So at what point do I say, you know what? Enough is enough. I can't do this any further. I cannot allow for me to have peace and be in my own state of mind where I just feel good. I can no longer allow this. I don't care if you've been married for 20 years. I'm telling you to go out there and get a divorce. I'm telling you, no. I'm telling you to go at least establish boundaries, call them out on their red flags, at least start doing that. Now, what they say, well, something's changed about you? Yes, I'm standing up for myself. I recognize things that I let slide, and now I'm telling you, hey, this is a red flag. This is a trigger for me, and now I'm you know, this where we at. Like it or not, this is what we about to do. Let's see. Let me go back in the chat, make sure I ain't missing nothing. Chat is looking good. It's flying by so quick. Thank y'all again for everybody coming out, you know, spending time with me. Let's see. My brother Rizzo said, use that sixth sense, your discernment gifts. You have to protect yourself at all times in thought, word, and deed. My brother said he preached a whole sermon out of that right there. Saying what he said, he just said a whole comment right there. I love it. Uniquely May said, control comes in different forms, big or small. So watch out for the red flags. And the red flags can be big or small, depending on how you rate them. I think any red flag is a red flag. Whether big or small, it's something that I need to notice. Now, some red flags, you know, probably not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure they are. But then some of them, they just so blatant. You're like, I can't ignore this. So again, is ignoring these red flags, is it ignorance? I'm not calling anyone stupid because I've ignored these red flags too. What I'm saying is, if we keep ignoring these red flags and something happens to us, like what there's, you know, abuse or you know, we end up divorcing this person, you know what I'm saying? Let's go there, right? You end up divorcing this person, it didn't work out, and then you look back on it. I gave this man 10 years of my life, or you know, I gave this woman 20 years of my life, and you look back in the beginning stages of the relationship, we ignore those red flags. We want to be the bigger person. We want to be the godly person. God didn't tell us to be weak. He didn't tell us to just allow people to do anything to us. He never said that. Jesus never did that in the Bible. Just let's just be real. He never did that. So why would you allow you? Who told you that? Like my wife didn't say that. Who told you that? You need to be asking when you praying for this person. You need to find out who sent you. Who sent them? Is it God or is it the devil? Because the devil is send a demon. We all know that he'll send a narcissist to you, and then that's how we get into these relationships where we're in Honduras. I keep bringing that up. It's funny to me now. It wasn't funny when it was going on, but that's how we get into a relationship. We end up in Honduras, and we end up in a situation that we should have never been in the first place. So again, what are we doing? We have to hold ourselves accountable. I want us all to hold ourselves accountable. I want everybody in this chat or people that watch this video later on, I want you to be able to see the red flags from jump and then recognize that once you see them, okay, now you got to act on them, because it's a few phases there. It's not just seeing them. You can see them and not do nothing about it. That's what we've been doing. We see them, and well, it's not that big of a deal. Once you see it, now you need to act on it. You need to say something about it. And that person is not feeling, you know, what you're saying about the red flags. That's fine. Guess what? You move on. You date somebody else. You talk to somebody else. That's not the person for you. Not if the red flags is that much. You know what I'm saying? Anna Robles, God's word says that he will make your enemies your footstool. Amen to that. Amen. Thank you for that, Anna. Okay, let me get down because I'm getting down to my last thing. Let's see. So another one is, let me take this one off. Let me get into this Bible verse, James 1. This is James 1, 22 and 23. Put up on the screen for y'all. But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in the mirror. I'm gonna read that one more time and see if y'all catch this. But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourself. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in a mirror. So what I get out of that? I get take actions on what you see and hear. So we have people that want to see change. That's fine. But we do not want to witness change. I'm going to say that again. Just like I said, the Bible verse. We want to see change in that person, that boss, the supervisor, that husband, that wife. We want to see them change, but we do not want to witness change. Meaning we praying for all this stuff. We praying for all this stuff to happen. We praying that they be a better person and all that. But the change that you need is probably getting that person out of your life. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's probably the truth. That person probably no longer needs to be associated with you. But we so quick to say, well, what would Jesus do? We quick to say, people use that all the time. Well, Jesus would love them and pray for them. Like my wife always say, she got me up on game on this. Y'all act like Jesus was just afraid and scared of everybody. Jesus would call it out. He would call that demon out. He would call that thing a thing. He would call them out on their red flags in a nice, ugly way. And Jesus would actually keep it moving. He wouldn't sit down there and have dinner with the people that's, you know what I'm saying? So what are we doing? So I just want y'all to think about that when you're going through these different things with these red flags. I mean, how many red flags is it going to take? That's like getting punched in the face in a boxing ring and you just keep getting hit, jab at the jab, uppercut at the uppercut. At what point you gonna start fighting back? Or you gonna let the person knock you out? Because you got in the ring, you did all this training as a boxer. You did all this training as a Christ follower. You get in the ring, whether it's a boxer or a demon, you allow this demon to hit you over and over and over. But you've been trained. You're supposed to have the whole armor of God on at all times. So you've been trained to fight this demon, but you're sitting there just letting this demon hit you. Wham, wham, wham. And God like, well, I've been training you for years. I told you this day is going to come where I was going to need you to stand up and fight for me. But you notice all the red flags. He's saying all this stuff outside the ring, everything. You knew that this was going to happen. But you get in the ring and you just stand there and let this demon beat you senseless. So at what point, I'm asking you, at what point do you actually say enough is enough and you start throwing punches back? I don't think some of y'all hear me, but I wasn't trying to do a teaching on here, but I think a lot of times we notice things and we see things, but we don't want to believe the things that we see right in front of our own eyes. So we see it. We see the demon standing right in front of us, but we want to be the bigger person. We don't want to recognize the red flag. Well, that can't be the person I'm married to. Yes, it is. It's the person you're married to. It's the person that just slapped you across your face. It's the person that just cheated on you. It's the person that got married to somebody else while they was married to you. That's that person. It's the same supervisor that cursed you out in front of everybody. That's that person. But you want to be the bigger person. I ain't saying you had to go curse them out. What I'm saying is you have to sit there and recognize what's going on. You have to recognize that the person in front of you is flesh, but the demon inside of them is evil. I'm gonna say that one more time. You have to recognize the person in front of you is the flesh. You see that pretty woman, you see the lips, you see the eyes, you see the neckline, whatever y'all got attracted to, I don't know. You see all that. And the man, you see his nice smile, his chin, whatever. You see all that, but they got a demon inside of them. So what are you going to do about that? All these red flags, and it's just like, we sitting there like, man, not Jesse. Jesse not like that. For y'all women that got men named Jesse, I don't know. So it's like, what are we going to do? I need y'all to stand up. If God tagged you in to do a fight, he ain't tag you in to stand there. He tagged you in to fight alongside. He tagged you in to do what you got to do. He know you got a fighting warrior inside you. He knows that he trained you. You have all this inside you. He trained you to do a certain thing. We all have a purpose. What's your purpose? Like Anna just said. She said, I chose God, so I left. Simple. She chose God. She knew she couldn't be no longer with this demon. She chose God. She was out. Pack my bags. Holler you later. I'm going to the hotel down the street. I'm gone. Hey, Corey Rainey. Hey, thank you. I just seen you step in. Thank you, brother, for coming out. So at what point do you stand up and actually fight for what's yours? I mean, in court, we see people, they go in there, and I was one of them, you go through the divorce, and you kind of like, I just want a simple divorce. I just want it to be over. And we get to that point. You just want to be out of the situation. In my situation, like I said, the woman ain't got married to somebody else. She having sex with him, cheated on me, everything. She in a whole other country doing all this stuff. At that point, I wanted it done, but I'm not done. I'm gonna say that again. I wanted it done, but I'm not done. Remember, I had all the paperwork. I had the copies of the passports, the trips, all that stuff. You think I didn't use that to my benefit? I gave that to the attorney. So all the red flags I should have recognized at the beginning of the relationship, it came back to bite me, but God still saw fit for me to be able to get out of that situation unscathed and unharmed. It could have been a lot worse. Like I told you, I could have been in a Honduras jail, and it means it wouldn't have been a faith-based workplace. It wouldn't have been a Shannon and Solomon. It wouldn't have been my brother Rizzo. I wouldn't have never met that man. I would have never met Danny in person. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm not telling y'all just to get views and likes. We just being real. We family, so we being real. So all those red flags that I ignored came back to bite me and had me in a situation where I was in Honduras in a foreign land, ready for war against an evil person. I was going to war against a demon. The Jezebel spirit was right in my house, but me, so dumb, recognized the red flags or avoided. We can say avoided the red flags and didn't want to call it out. And it put me in a situation where I could have lost my life, or I could have killed someone, and then I would have been in jail. So again, call these red flags out, please. Don't let these things fester. Don't let these things just go on and thinking, well, it's small. Because a small red flag will be a big red flag. There's gonna be a bigger red flag, and then you're gonna be in a situation. And I pray you never end up in a situation like I was in. You in Honduras, a country I've never been to, ready to fight for somebody that don't want to fight for you. I'm gonna say that one more time. I ended up in Honduras ready to fight for somebody, my ex-wife, the evil Jezebel spirit that she is, the narcissist, ready to fight for somebody that never wanted to fight for me. That's all I really got for you. I mean, we have to be bigger than that and realize that, call a thing a thing. Let me read this last thing to y'all, and I'm gonna read a couple comments, and we're gonna get out of here right on time. Red flags are just minor signs of the big things that are coming. A slight slap on the face will lead to a more abusive relationship in the future. So if he slapped you on day 2 or 3 of your date, he's probably going to end up doing more abusive things to you if you stay with him for years to come. Think about that for a second. Cursing you out in front of your kids will probably lead to cursing you out in front of your family. Small sexual jokes in the office will lead to probably you being a laughing stock at the company because you're participating in something that you probably shouldn't be participating in the first place. I want you to think of red flags as warning of things that will get worse. So if you recognize the red flags from jump, you can recognize that the red flags are only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. So let me go through the chat. I know I said a whole bunch of stuff, but let me go through the chat. Let's see what I missed. If y'all have any questions or anything y'all want to talk about red flags or things that I know I left out a lot because there's too many red flags to actually cover. I was trying to cover enough. Let me put it that way. I was trying to cover enough. Let's see. Let me go up just a little bit and I'll see. Drina said, sober and true Solomon. Love, he said, we are forgiving. Yeah, we forgive. We want to forgive, and we quick to forget what that person done to us in the beginning of the relationship. So I have no problem with forgiving, but that don't mean I got to forget. And I think I used to do that in the past. I used to forgive and then try to forget. But then when they do something to me, then I remember. So that's why now I forgive and I don't forget. That way I don't have to remember because it's right here. So as soon as I forgive you and it come back, I can't say, well, I forgot about it. No, I ain't forget. I know about that. That's why the boundaries are up. That's why no contact is up. That's why Gray Rock is up with some people. That's why. Marcelo, he said, talking to Love Peace, they are capable of anything, literally, and we never know exactly the level of pathology. That's why we just never again ignore our intuition. Again, don't ignore something that's right in front of you. Something that God is actually showing you right in front of you. Because at that point, you kind of questioning God, is this real? And he's telling you, he's showing you. I mean, how many times he got to show you? How many times you got to open the laptop and see that she's talking to somebody else before you realize she's cheating on you? How many times do you have to go through his phone, or he get a text from a girl and he said, that's my friend, and you know that ain't no friend that you ever met, because if it was a real friend, you actually would probably know them. They probably would come to the house. Just saying. It's not really off topic. It's still red flags with different things. We can name other red flags too. If a guy always got a cell phone face down, yeah, I'm not calling you out, but this could be a woman too. If they got their phone face down all the time, they never want to give you the password. Might be a red flag. It might be something you might want to dig into their phone and look at it. I mean, think about it. All the time, I ain't got the access code to the phone. The phone is always down. What you want me to see? What text are you getting? Who are you talking to? Guess what? Shannon got access to my phone. She know the code and everything. Do I have anything to hide? No. I had a code to her phone. We don't have anything to hide. That's not the type of relationship. When God is in your relationship, one thing I know, one thing is truth, one thing is for certain is when God is in a relationship, I don't have to worry about all that cheating and stuff. Before, I was sitting there sweating, just like, man, I hope she's not cheating on me. With my ex, I'm like, damn, I hope she's not doing nothing with, with somebody. Or when she accused me of cheating, I'm not doing anything. That's projection. So now you're accusing me of something I know I'm not doing. Okay, I should have realized that that's something she doing. That's what narcissists do. At work, if you got a manager that's always accusing you of something and you're not doing anything, it should be a red flag for you. It should be a problem that something's wrong. Dream said the monster in disguise. They disguise that, how the saying go, you put lipstick on a pig, still a pig. So same thing with a narcissist. A narcissist come out, put a little trauma on, a little swagger, and come out and be nice to you for a little while. We think, oh, wow. And then guess what? They hit you down like a Mike Tyson punch. And you're like, wait, what did I just get hit by? But all those red flags was there. They always there in the beginning. We ignored them. We ignored them. Come on now. So I'm about to, let me see. My wife said at faith-based workplace, but we wrestle not with flesh and blood. We don't. We wrestling. You got to realize that, yeah, we all walking around with skin and I know that stuff. For y'all that watch The Walking Dead, y'all see this like the people, they look like demonic. But picture that even worse than that, but inside somebody that's just demonic. I mean, I ain't no demon expert or nothing like that. I'm not, like I seen in a thing earlier, I'm not a demon whisperer, so I can't tell you what they look like and everything they do. But I know certain red flags that I'm not going to allow to be around me. So therefore, that demonic spirit, you got to go. You can keep moving. Read a few more, and I'm about to get on up out of here. Let's see. Anna said, choose God no matter what you lose. Exactly. You can lose your house, car, family, whatever. Choose God first, and he's going to replace, he's going to restore all that. I told y'all my situation. I had helped the woman build a house. The one that cheated on me, that got married to somebody else, I helped her build a house. I didn't want the house because, it's right by her grandmother. What I want the house for? So I left the house. I just took, clothes out and little personal items and stuff. God came back, gave me my own house. 2,000 something square foot house by myself. So I had a 4-bedroom house. Shannon, I tell you, we sold it a couple years ago, but I had a 4-bedroom house. So I had an office in one room. I'm not doing this to boast and brag. What I'm telling y'all is God will replace all that. So I had one room was a gym. I had one room was an office. I had a spare bedroom that I didn't even use at my, the main bedroom. At a house big enough, it was way bigger than what I needed. But God replaced it, I'm just telling y'all, God, a lot of y'all stuck on material things. We need to get past those material things. But in the end, you can't take none of that stuff with you. I done heard people say, and Shannon probably gonna laugh when I say this, I heard people say, well, I'm gonna take that to my grave. Well, start packing your suitcase. Let me know how that work out for you. Because last time I checked, and Rizzo probably can vouch for this too. Last time I checked, casket on was so big. So I don't know what all this packing you doing, but you can't take it with you. So, but God can restore a lot of stuff you lose from being with an abusive, narcissist person and things like that. So, just saying. Rizzo, he say, if you don't fight for yourself, who will fight for you? Each person is their own best lawyer. I like that. I like that. I love that. I love that. Thank you for saying that. Let me see. Shannon was talking to Lou. Satan uses emotional abuse, emotional neglect, and emotional trauma to keep us in bondage. Yeah, it's like me and Shannon talked about before. It's a tactic he used from childhood. So he used molestation and rape from when we kids, whatever age. He uses that, and we doomed from start. We don't even have a fighting chance because it's already stuff around us. And then we doomed even, now that I'm thinking about it, even a little bit further than that, because our parents been through things that they won't even confess to us because they think, well, they embarrassed by it, or it's things they don't want to deal with, the childhood traumas that they have. That's a whole nother story, a video. Maybe me and Shannon are coming together and do that because they dealing with childhood trauma, or not dealing with childhood trauma. That's why we're in the situation that we're in now. And then we can go down the rabbit hole if you want to. So the grandmother, and sisters and brothers, all of them then dealt with all kind of different things, and nobody has never. They just sweep it under the rug. Keep sweeping it under the rug. And that's what they do. That's what they do. Come rain, so I hope y'all take it easy after this live and not ruminate. Let's heal healthy. Exactly. We're gonna say a prayer and we go. That's one thing about this. I don't let these lives and these things like this like weigh on me. I say what I got to say, and then I say my prayer, and then me and Shannon, we got to, I said we'll talk about it for a few minutes, like whether it was good or bad or whatever the case is. But we're not gonna sit here and just weigh on it, because then what happens is we take it on. You know what I'm saying? You start taking on too much, and you feel drained. It's almost like being with the narcissist. It's like, I can sit there and read these comments, that's fine, and we can pray and talk about it, but at some point, like Rizzo said earlier, I gotta fight for myself. I can't just I can't take all this stuff on. I have to do something about it. See what Adrena said? When I look back on things, I did call it red flags. I witnessed about Roach Face so much, so I just bowed out of the connection with her because I got fed up with the sabotage and gaslighting. And that happens too sometimes. That happens too. Oh, I see somebody else in here. Janet, I think it's Ute, I think. I don't want to say your name wrong, but okay. Welcome. Thank you for coming out. So I'm about to let me see before I get out of here. So again, let me get, where is that thing at? Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. So before I get out of here, again, man, red flags, they everywhere. Whether it's professional, whether it's personal. And again, my whole point of making this video, I think time and time again, I think we ignore these red flags, or we allow them we just ignore them. And the question was, is ignoring, is it ignorance? In some cases, yes. And in some cases, maybe no. But if you know it's a red flag and you're allowed to keep going, you got to hold yourself accountable. And you can't just blame God and say, hey, you know what, God, you brought this on me. I don't think so. Because like I said, my thing is, and I could be wrong, but my thing is, I believe that those red flags are warning signs, and that intuition is a huge warning sign from God, letting you know that something not right. Something not right. It's like walking into a store and you feel like icky, like something wrong, and then the store ended up getting robbed while you're in there. That was your warning sign to step out of that store and go back to your car and go to another store. It's simple as that. I mean, it happens all the time. You walk into this building, something don't feel right, but you're going anywhere and then something happened. You're like, man, I should have listened. You know what we say? I should have listened to my first mind. It's not your first mind. It's God whispering in your ear, like, you need to go. You need to get out of Dodge. You need to go. So I'm just telling y'all, hey, I'm just telling y'all what I think. You can agree to disagree. That's just how I think, and that's why I'm at. These warning signs and the intuitions, I think it's God talking to us saying, hey, move. Get out of here. You're in a movie theater, something don't feel right, man. I don't care if you pay for it. Maybe you need to get out of there. You might have just avoided a mass shooting. You see all the shootings going on right now. You might just avoided that. It's a red flag. Red flags are all over the place. So let me check. And I'm about to shut this down. Okay, let me read this. I had many people say, when I have had enough, I will know I deserve better. When I part, they would just find a new person to use. Abuse making their rounds like ticks on a dog, parasites. Now she ain't said a whole that shit. That could be a comment on Instagram or something right there. A whole post, I mean, making their rounds. They use who they can use and they keep moving at the end of the day. And my wife said, God is a restorer, a repairer of the breach, a redeemer. It is all turned around for our good. Make no mistake, be obedient and blessings will flow. Be obedient. Listen, he those warning signs, those red flags. Listen to them. Don't ignore them. See what they are and see what think about what can possibly happen if I ignore this. And that should get you in the right state of mind that you like, okay, yeah, this might be a little tough right here if I keep letting this go. So let me go ahead and close out with prayer. And again, before I pray, again, if you want to visit my website, I'm a certified life coach. So if you want to book with me, I do a 30-minute consultation. So you want to book with me, that's there. You can go to the website for all that, clothing, things like that. This t-shirt I'm wearing is actually my wife. So if you want to go to her website, let me put it on. It's short on the bottom, so you can visit North Free Living. They get she got all kind of nice shirts and apparel and things like that. So real quick plug to my wife. Hey, you gotta support your spouse, You have to. It's a good thing. I love supporting my wife, So again, these red flags, hey man, y'all recognize them and then keep it moving. So I'm gonna go ahead and say a quick prayer because if I don't, my wife and my sister Natisha will get on me. So let me close out with prayer. And I'm starting to get hot, so I'm about to get out of here. But all right. God, we come to you just praying tonight, just saying thank you. Thank you for this opportunity for us to just come and just worship and just talk just about red flags. I want to pray that, the red flags that we recognize and the ones that we don't recognize, that we start to act on them either way, that we able to figure out how these red flags can affect us later on down the line in these relationships, no matter if they're professional or personal, no matter if it's our mom or a supervisor, no matter if it's our dad or a cousin, a friend or a foe, whichever way, we recognize these red flags, we're able to move and learn from them. That's the whole purpose of the whole purpose of me making this video. I thank you for each and every person that came out tonight. We're praying for them, whatever they're going through, whether it's parental alienation, whether it's abuse, whether it's physical abuse, mental abuse, financial abuse, whether it's sickness. We know we're dealing with all kinds of things to name every problem. I can't name every problem, but every problem that everybody on this live is dealing with. Whatever issues they have, I'm just praying you just touch them and just wrap your hedge of protection around them. Praying for my brother Rizzo, praying for Danny, just praying, just touch them, because I look up to these men, as brothers. So I'm just praying for them, that you just touch them and just keep allowing them to pour into my life, and I keep pouring into their lives also, Heavenly Father. I pray for my wife, especially, with everything that she's doing with North Free Living, just praying just continue just to move and just shine a light up on her and just continue just to move everything she's doing on Clubhouse and everything. It takes a lot out of us, but we're praying just for restoration, oh Heavenly Father, no matter what it is. This we ask in your son Jesus' name, amen. Kind of hot in here, and so I did pray, Coach Natisha, so you can't get on me. And I'm praying for also thanks, Coach Natisha, for coming out here, being I can't even think of the name, the moderator, her, and then my wife Shannon, North Free Living, and then Rizzo. Thank y'all for moderating. I thank y'all. And hey, this is Faith-Based Workplace, and we about to get out of it. Let me see any other comments. Oh, no problem. Love, peace. Amen. Good night to everybody. I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. Wherever you're at around the country, hope you have a great weekend. Go out there. Hey, man, go out there, have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Recognize the red flags and keep moving. All right. I'll see y'all. Well, actually, Shannon has a premiere tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then she'll be going live Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So check out her premiere. And then check out her live on Sunday. And then before I go, me and Rizzo, actually I gotta send him the stuff, but me and Rizzo actually going live next Friday, 7 p.m. So you don't want to miss that. Rizzo's the one that's in there. He's a lawyer, so like I said, that's my brother. So we're gonna be chatting it up. about I ain't titled it yet, but it's gonna be something dealing with the female narcissist. I don't know if I'm gonna go malignant or just talk about Jezebel. I don't know, we're gonna figure it out, but it's gonna be about the female narcissist and issues and things that we've seen from previous relationships. So y'all gonna want to check that out next Friday. All right, man. Thank y'all. See y'all next time. God bless you.